welcome back to another Pokemon stream, your first Pokemon stream, whatever it is. Welcome on in, and happy not Monday, everyone. I'm feeling quite a bit better. Sorry to spring canceling stream yesterday on y'all. Your girl got some food poisoning. Safety, Nitty, Savage, hello, and of course Arcane. No, we're not doing a week stream. We might do an hour stream today. Ugh, guys, I got food poisoning. Probably, like, I'm not 100% sure, but it definitely feels like it. I don't know how I managed to do this, man. Symbia, welcome on in. I'm feeling a lot better. Compared to yesterday. Yesterday felt like I was dying. Like legit. I was like the entirety of yesterday, it was like between am I gonna faint or am I gonna throw up? And I looked like death. So yeah, the amazing time. Yeah, especially if it's food that you yourself took the time and effort to make. That just makes it even worse, but yeah. See how fast it left you, it must have been Oh no, I'm still like in the thick of it. I just don't feel like death anymore. I don't feel like I'm dying anymore, which is lovely. Yeah, no, I still have cramps, which is just stupid because I don't have my period right now. I canceled that subscription. Who knows if I get it back one day, maybe. But yeah, no, it's been super weird. Like the entirety of yesterday was just me being somewhere between am I gonna faint or am I gonna barf? Neither happened, luckily. So I don't know if that's good or bad at this point. All I know is I would love some chocolate right about now, and I shouldn't. I can't. I shouldn't. I am on a strictly chicken soup and toast diet at the moment, which just sucks. It sucks. But yeah, I've been itching to stream. So, chocolate salami. Yeah, I have it in my fridge and I can't eat it. But yeah, she faints, she barfs, she faints, she barfs, she faints, she barfs, she faint, barf, barf, barf. No, it's gonna be a really short stream. I've been itching to play. I would like to get some herbs today, and that's like the only goal for today. Basically, today's stream is gonna be setting up for tomorrow's stream. Itchy and Scratchy from The Simpsons. I don't watch The Simpsons ever, so no. Tasha wants that herb. Yeah, we gonna be collecting herbs today. Hopefully, that is if the raids are in our favor, and if I can get some good raids and get carried, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, no, it's gonna be a really short stream. I've been itching to play. I just decided, okay, since I want to play anyway, we're gonna play, and we're gonna make it that we today set up stream for tomorrow. So. Yes, I will be streaming tomorrow as well, so you get double Tasha 2 days in a row. What the hell is happening right now? Hey, we got a Quagsire! We got a blob. I love my blobs. But yeah, so it's gonna be a shorter one today. Like hour and a half tops. Like, when I say short, I mean short. Like me. But yeah, so I'm just taking it as it goes. We'll see how we feel. 2 days of Tasha streams in a row. World ending. Yeah, dude, chaos is about to ensue. But yeah, no. Stomach still really hurts, which is not great. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I've not tired as well. I've not felt faint today. I've not felt like throwing up today too often. I felt like throwing up today like maybe twice. But I didn't. So Yeah, it's no, but yesterday was really, really bad. And like yesterday was so bad and I ended up going to work yesterday because my coworker was still on holiday. So I ended up going to work yesterday, and at some point my dad was like, "Why don't you just go home?" And I'm just like, "It's just 2 more hours. I can handle it from here." So I did. I mean, I sat on the floor for like 15 minutes trying not to faint at some point, but I toughed it out, which is not something to be proud of. But like I said, my colleague was on holiday, and damn, she needed that holiday. Like mentally, she needed that. So not gonna let food poisoning get in the way of my colleague's mental stability, because honestly, if she goes down, we all go down. So however long you want to go today, Tasha. Already cool you're here today. Hey. Also, I just finished watching episode 2 of the new Pokemon anime, and it's really cute. I already hate the evil team because they try to hurt Sprigatito, so they can go suck it. But yes, they're releasing a Monster Hunter Pogo game for smartphones in September. Pogo, so I was just like, they're bringing Pokemon into Monster Hunter, or they're bringing Monster Hunter into a new Pokemon game? Guys, it's going so good right now. I just like, my brain just froze there for a second, like, holy crap. my brain just literally froze. But anyway, let's just get this stream going. We gotta hunt for some raids, and in the meantime, let me tell you about my Sunday. I'll take it with anxious to play more today. Yeah, it's getting there, but not there yet. But guys, let me tell you about the craziness that happened on Sunday while we look for some raids, because holy crap, I should have uploaded the video to my PC to show you guys. I should have. I might, depending on how you guys feel about the story, I might do that live. But yeah, here we go. Bring! So we're not really shiny hunting today, but I'll just leave this on here because I'm lazy. Basically, that's the reasoning. Okay. With that said, though, let's look at some raids. I zoomed out too far. But yeah, so oh, there's this one over here. I don't think I can do this one alone, but there's another one right there. Let's do that. Playtest, probably already way too late. Okay. Ooh, that's making noise. I have a stomach filled with chicken soup and it's making noise. So if you guys hear my stomach, I apologize. That is not the intention we're going for here. It really, really isn't. Where was the other way again? Oh my goodness. Oh, it's right here. Oh, maybe I should have flown elsewhere. Maybe I should have flown over here. Yeah. Goodness gracious. Also, we are pausing the bingo situation for today because I am not in the right mind to deal with the bingo today. Not in the right mind, I'm not in the right body to deal with the bingo today. So bingo is paused for today, by the way, guys. Just letting you know. Considering I made a promise that I would only play while live, so yeah. Not committing to anything today. Today we're just doing raids. Just chill and be cute. Honestly, yeah, just chill. I'm just gonna be chilling. And we're gonna be great. We're gonna be great. Oh gosh, let me climb up this damn mountain. Oh, I am 100% wearing sweatpants. There, that's all you get. That's all you get. 100% wearing sweatpants. Sweatpants for life. Dude, sweatpants are for life. You make it. Quick knee work. Yeah. It has to be... Oh. A bug-type Dragonite. Now that's interesting. Can I take this alone? Wait, if I go online, do I change this raid? Bum bum bum. Dragon. Yep, the raid's gone now. What was I expecting? Honestly. What was I expecting? Well, I mean, there's a new raid over here now, so might as well just fly there. Figure out where the next 6-star. I should have just attempted to do that one on my own. That was kind of dumb. That was really dumb. I should have just attempted that one on my own. And like, if I made it, I made it, and if I failed, I failed, and then I would reset and have another 6-star raid for today. Oh, that was really dumb. Oh well, it is what it is. I got autosave on too, so there's no going back. Oh. Oh well. It is what it is. Now, let's see if we can find a nice cluster of them. Oh, there's one like right there, and there's like a bunch of them right here. So we could just do all of those. We can do all of those. But yeah. Guys, let me tell you about Sunday. Let me tell you about Sunday, because you guys want to know about Sunday. Let me tell you that much. Y'all want to know about Sunday. Trust me on this, because it was insane. I've never seen anything like it. Oh, an ice type. Okay. More story time? What do you mean more? Isn't it all story time? I need a fighty one. I need a fighting type one. Where's the Pawmot? Where did I put the Pawmot? Is this the one? Tasha just wanted to stream to spill the weekend tea. No, I wanted to stream because I wanted to play, and now I'm here. But yeah. Okay, so I managed to snag a television from an old television. Before y'all say I stole something, I managed to snag an old TV from one of our clients that bought a new television. And the reason they bought this new television was because they reported. Was because their television, which I snagged, had a blue hue all over it. So like the screen, the picture was basically like tinted blue all over, which is just not the vibes. So when they got the new TV, they asked us to remove the old one. And then I was just like, well, if it's going in the trash anyway, I might as well snag it for myself. AKA for the cats. So that's exactly what I did. Actually, I should go with fire for this, right? I can go with fire for this. My TV does that all the time. Yeah, no, this TV was like, it was like legit not doing, it was legit blue. Like there was nothing in the settings that you could change to make it not blue. But it was still good enough that I could have a functioning TV, except it's tinted blue. Now here's the deal. Your TV, guys. Oh my god. No, that will definitely break your electronics. Don't do that. Don't pour Gatorade. Don't do that. Also, if anyone wants to join me for this 5-star ice type Slackoth, it's H1XYJV. Anyway, so basically, I got this TV like on Thursday or Friday. I unloaded it. It was in my bedroom for a little bit because that was the only place that we could put the TV without the cats like fully destroying anything surrounding it. And then on Sunday, I turned it on. I laid the television on the floor, stably. I'm gonna say stably. Stable plus sleep, stably. I don't know if that's a word or not, but it doesn't sound like a word, so I guess we're making it one. Yeah, we're doing good. I turned it on, connected it to my internet because I didn't know this, but it was a smart TV, which is like bonus points. Connected to the internet, put it on the YouTube video that my cats freaking love. Like, they are obsessed with this one singular YouTube video, which is like a blue background, see, with a red fish like swimming across it. They went nuts. They went absolutely bananas. Okay, they were on the TV trying to catch the fish. Oliver thought the fish was going under the TV, so he was trying to get under the TV. It was crazy. And then it got weird. And terrifying. And just a lot. It got very Animal Planet up in here, okay? Because they suddenly all got distracted at the same time by the sheer amount of seagulls that were flying outside. Now, we have a balcony on our bedroom that we closed, so it's now no longer a balcony. It's just a part of the bedroom, and it has just balcony-sized windows. But because we have some furniture there, they are actually able to look out the window. Real outside, not the TV. Yeah, real outside. They're actually able to look out the window because we put some furniture there to like kind of make it like a second closet in the bedroom, because like we have closets in the house, but yeah, our closet in the bedroom is like super small. I don't know why. Probably because they put a bathroom in the bedroom. But anyway, architecture. Yeah, so there was like a lot of seagulls flying around. And then we started to notice why. Basically, I don't know what kind of ritualistic crap this was, but there was a small seagull quite literally assassinating a larger seagull. And all the other seagulls were flying around it, like, making that seagull noise. This assassination went on for 10 minutes, give or take, from the moment we spotted it. I don't know why that bird got murdered, but that bird got murdered. Like, and I don't say this lightly, like, for real, okay? Small bird flew away, big bird stayed behind. Just unmoving. I mean, it's a bird. They don't carry knives. Imagine if they did, that'd be terrifying. But yeah, so, yeah. Oh, damn. Didn't know this thing could have Shadow Claw. Damn, okay. But yeah, so, the cats were going absolutely ham bananas. Just, because the birds were, like, zoofing, like, so close to the window. The cats were, like, literally, like, just eyes wide. It was insane. But yeah, no, it was something. And then the storks were just staring at, like, yeesh, I want nothing to do with this. I actually like managed to get like a short video of the assassination. I'm not even gonna put quotes on there because like it was legit. Like one seagull was fully assassinating the other. Like, not even joking. Like, I don't know what kind of Animal Planet kind of stuff just happened over there, but like it was like literally the building next door. It was crazy. I got proof of the murderer, okay? We can recognize the murderer. It's a little bit shaky, like those home videos you see in like Discovery Channel murder mystery kind of situations, but yeah. Yeah, I caught it on tape, guys. I caught it on tape. It was insane. I did not know seagulls did that. I got proof of the murder. Like, legit, dude. Well, you don't actually see like the death per se, but like yeah, you can see the struggle. and it was insane. Like, I'm not, yeah. So the cats were having a blast, just watching all the birds fly by, and they were doing that thing where they get really excited and they go like, so that was fun for the cats. Didn't know seagulls could be that way, but yeah, it was kind of. You know the chirping sound that cats do when they get excited about things. They just go like something like that. I don't know. I'm trying to copy it the best as I can. Okay. They do like this chirping kind of noise. But yeah, also I have 2 water bottles with me today. So we'll see how far along we get. But yeah, so the cats were having a blast. Which, always great. You know, always like fantastic. But I did see a seagull kill another seagull. Like, all 5 of us, like me, Bruno, and the 3 cats, we were on that window just staring at what was happening. Like, we couldn't take our eyes off of it. It was just bizarre. Like, we were watching Animal Planet, but like in real life. Not that Animal Planet isn't in real life, but like live in real life. You know what I mean? It was crazy. It was crazy. And then the cats just went back to the TV when they got bored. Especially Jasmine. And yeah, it was just like, okay, well, this television is now Jasmine's bed. So that was my Sunday afternoon. I turned the TV on, my cats went nuts, and then they went nuts because 2 seagulls were killing each other, quite literally. I can't tell if the bird's still there or not, because like, you know, seagulls are kind of like rats at some point, but yeah. More eventually, definitely. Então mas esteja comando. Ok. Esteja. Sorry about that. Bruno just reminded that he had to go do something outside. I mean, the bike's been outside for like 3 days now. And going now is deciding to put it inside. Like, come on. Makes no difference. But yeah, anyway. Anyway. And we have no herbs. Sad. Sad. But one day, pull them right down. It's almost dark, time to put a bike inside. Yeah, kind of, yeah, in that sense. Kind of. Still weird though. That he's only reminding himself now, like the sun just went down, but you know, whatever. His bike, his choice. He doesn't want to sell it, so. What about the? I don't know, man. There's just some things that I just don't question the logic anymore. So, yeah, those don't count. Don't question the logic. The logic questions you. Is any of you a different color? No, you kind of all look the same. I'm trying to... I don't know, man. I've been trying to get him to sell that bike for like 2 years now. Actually, first started convincing him not to get the bike, and then he still got the bike. So then I started convincing him to sell the bike, and then he didn't sell the bike, and then he had another chance to sell the bike, and then he didn't sell the bike again. He doesn't really use the bike, so I don't know. Yeah, it should become a bike, but it's not becoming a bike. It's becoming just a bike. But yeah. Thing is, like, the kind of bike that he has, like, he doesn't really need a motorcycle license to ride it. Because it's like it's a 125cc or something like that kind of bike. So you can, if you have your driver's license, you can just go for it, you know? So it's not like he even had to take a special like lesson for that. Why did I hit this? I don't know, I hit this. That bike. Yeah, motorbike. Yeah, a Miraidon. He has a Miraidon, and yeah, I don't like it, and he should definitely sell it, but he doesn't want to, because he feels like he's gonna use it, but then he never does, and I'm just like, okay, well, you should probably be like Ted. If you haven't used it in 2 years, it goes. But he appreciated the reference, but didn't enjoy it. So yeah. What's this? Ooh! Wait, these have a higher chance of getting herbs, right? Because they're giraffes. They can reach higher. Okay, poison type giraffe. What's good against poison? What's good against poison? Ground. Ground is good against poison, so Clotsire. Okay, so I already have my pick. If anyone wants to help me with this one, I would appreciate you guys so much. Code R4XBNN. If anyone wants to join, feel free to. Thank you so much. I'm looking at you, Coop. You joined the last one. Yeah, they are. They're also very loud and annoying and obnoxious. And just, yeah, basically. Like, I actually don't know what's worse. Like, motorcycles or those, like, electric scooters. Because, like, the motorcycles are really, really loud and obnoxious, but you can at least hear them coming. But, like, those electric scooters, they're silent and they just show up. So if you're driving and, like, you don't notice the scooter coming towards you, it's just like, BAM! Scooter. Holly! Good evening, sir! Thank you for 26 months. Hello! Didn't I have this, like, last week as well? I don't know. I don't remember. I mean, granted, I hardly remember what I did yesterday. Between all the not fainting and not throwing up, so... So I don't know, dude. I'm sorry, I don't know. I don't remember. I can check the thing. Yeah, you had a 25 months. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. You had 25 months 11 days ago. How are you now on 26 months? It's been 11 days. I'm also sick. I got food poisoning probably, so probably was not here for a few. I don't know. Like I have a resubscribed for 25 months 11 days ago. And now I have another resubscribe for 26 months 1 minute ago. So like I don't know. I don't know. Thing pop up once he was here. I don't know how things work either, Polly. I'm just here. I'm just here. If you don't come on stream, it comes up once you appear. Oh, how's life in Portugal? Pretty good, actually. Except for the food poisoning, but yeah. Other than that, pretty good. Finished watching another anime. watched the second episode of Pokemon. Finished watching Owl House because they finally launched the final episode, which was amazing. Definitely worth the watch. Very, very cute. Yeah, and other than that, I'm just surviving. And crampy. Stomach hurts. But yeah. Does Bruno only write it himself, or have you ever sat behind him? Never. I have no interest in that. He doesn't look stable when he's riding that motorbike, so why would I make it worse by dropping this booty behind? Like, no. Like, absolutely freaking not. Like, he looks shaky enough as is. I'm not gonna make it worse. So, protect the booty, yeah. They are definitely good cushions if I ever fall. Don't eat roasted prosciutto. True, true. Although I do have a new bruise on my leg that I have no idea where it came from. That's an interesting one. That was an interesting one, but yeah. Also, thought you had an image of boosted lawns on the Discord. Was I wrong? Yes, that's why I'm saying, like, Giraffe is good. Giraffe does things. I took a peek. I took a peek. Giraffe good. Giraffe gives boost. For Herbies. Well, not Herbies. Herbies sound like Furbies. Or Herbies is the car. From, like, the Lindsay Lohan movie. Yeah, I'm doing so good, guys. Doing so good. Like, I was really out of it yesterday, dude. Like, I was really, really out of it yesterday. So, like, everything that I was gonna say yesterday is just blurting out at the same time today, so. I'm doing very good today. Didn't I just heal myself? Can someone throw some water at me? If I surf at myself, will I live? Can I heal myself by surfing at myself? Guess not. Guess not. I don't think this is going well. You have a talking script? No, I don't. I have, like, ideas of what I want to say, and then sometimes I don't say them, and sometimes I say them. And yesterday I barely spoke. And I was, like, very excited to tell you guys the story of the seagull murders. The seagull assassin. So I was just, like, holding it all in to tell you guys today about the seagull assassin. I don't think we're gonna make this. I should have just yawned. I should have yawned from the get-go. You did what? No, I didn't yawn. I should have. I'm dead. Wait, I posted a new image on the Pokemon channel on Discord. Hold on. Yes, so giraffe. Giraffe. You killed a bird. No, 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 no. I saw a seagull kill another seagull. Like full stone cold murder kind of stuff. Like the seagull just literally murdered another seagull. That was like twice its size. Like no clue why, but yeah. It was weird. The cats were having a party. Can't believe. No, the seagull didn't get eaten. It just got dead. So, I only realized halfway through my strategy with the mon is used only works when hit with physical attacks. Ah. We can try again. Ground and psychic. Ground and psychic. So maybe instead of Claude, I should just go with Cerulege. Yeah, bro got psychic. Bro got Psycho Cut. We can do Cerulege. Okay. Round 2 of this giraffe. If anyone wants to help me out, Coop, I'm looking at you. Thank you so much. PDT9VS, if you please. But yeah, I have video of the seagull killing the other seagull. Like stone cold assassination, guys. For real though. I was shocked. Animal Planet came to life from my balcony. Just weird. But yeah. Cats were having a blast, so that's fine. Would you be comfortable putting that on Discord? What, of the bird killing the other bird? Or like, cause like I didn't get the like actual like dead part. I got like the struggle part of one bird trying to kill the other. Cause afterwards they flew a little bit further down to the building. Cause like the building's rooftop is like slanted. So like I stopped filming at that point cause like you couldn't really see the seagulls at that point anymore. Like you could see that there's hair in my eye. You could see that there was that they were still fighting, that one seagull was still trying to kill the other. You post in it fun stuff to share, things we watch, hype stuff. None of that. It's not positive. None of those are like assassination attempts. I mean, I don't even know actually. I'll just post it in chat, I guess. New channel idea, assassination attempts. But yeah, but how many assassination attempts do you think I witness? On like a daily basis? Not many. I think I could just post it in tiny chat, honestly. I think I can just post it in the chat, like the regular chat. I think that would be fine. But yeah, let me post it so you guys can see what I saw. Cause like that was crazy. Actually, I have to see if this is muted because like I actually don't know if we're talking on this or not. Like 30-ish seconds. Hold on. Well, you have me here, Hunter Butcher. Are we doing this? Hold on. Let me see if this is muted or not. It's absolutely not muted. So let me just edit this, mute this, and then because I don't know how to do that on Discord. Okay. Saw it to us? What? Eh? No, the audio was just like, just me calling Bruno like, dude, there's a bird murdering a bird! In Portuguese, so you wouldn't really understand what I was saying anyways. But yeah. It was crazy. Crazy. Oh, shiny Slowbro! Yeah, let me just finish this raid that we just started, and then I'll post it on the Discord so you guys can look at it, because, like, just madness. Why am I always the target? I don't be the target anymore. The bird is murdering the bird and murdering. No, it's more like, dude, aquela gaivota tá matando outra gaivota. So, yeah. Can you speak Portuguese? Can you? I am dying. Fully understood that, yeah. Sure. The bird is murdering the other bird. No, I said the seagull is murdering the other seagull. So, ha! Caught you in the trap. I need to get some health back. Stick your tongue at me. Why? You think you're gonna get the food poisoning? I don't think it's contagious. Probably only if you ate the meatballs I made yesterday. Then it might be. I don't know. Bruno didn't get it, so I don't fully understand what happened. Furry giraffe, you suck! I did. I terrestrialized thinking I would be faster, and I wasn't. And now I can no longer terrestrialize. I wasted it. That's so sad. It's me too. I'm scared. Well, I mean, considering it's probably what gave me food poisoning, I would be scared too, if I knew beforehand. Which I didn't, so... I mean, honestly, everything looked and smelled fine to me. Like, I don't understand what happened. Like, I really don't understand what happened. It do be a mystery. I fear we're not gonna make this anymore. Either. Yes, that's the worst part. It's the only way that I could have gotten it, because like all the food I ate on Sunday was food I made myself. So like it couldn't have been anything else other than the food I made myself. So the food I made myself, which tasted fine and smelled fine, got me not fine. So like I don't know. Did you mean to give it to Bruno and poison him? No, here's the thing, like Bruno is fine. Like he ate the same thing and he's fine. So like I don't understand, am I just that weak? Is my gut really that weak? Forgot to switch the plates, no. It all came from the same pot, dude. What do you want about? Yeah, I really don't understand what happened there. Cause like, it's the only thing... Cause like, the worst part is like, it doesn't make any sense. Cause like, it's also the only food that I ate on Sunday and that I did not eat on Saturday. Cause all the food I ate on Sunday, except for the meatballs, was also food I ate on Saturday. Which means, if I was to get sick because of the food that I ate, excluding the meatballs, I would have gotten sick on Sunday instead of on Saturday. I would have gotten sick on Sunday instead of on Monday. So, like, it's gotta have been the meatballs. It's gotta. Okay. Seasoning. I mean... it was just salt, olive oil, oregano, however you want to call that. Who the hell even knows sometimes? Sometimes our stomachs just say, nah, not today. True. That is very true, actually. Wait, what kind of moves can I remember? Anything? No. Can I teach this thing another psychic move, just for now? Or like a ground move? No? No? Okay. Fine, I guess. Sure. Psycho Cut it is. I should probably give this thing an item, though. What gives... Berry. Yeah. Crazy idea. I know. Shut up. Okay, attempt number 3. This time I am inside of the crystal. I'm inside the crystal. Okay. Let's give this another shot. Take 3. Code, if anyone wants to help. 6KTP47. Much appreciated. But yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. The fact that it's food that I made myself is really sucky. Telling her most amazing mod ever to shut up. Yes, shut up. No, but like for real though. It just sucks. Like, I'm so crampy. I hate it. Like, my stomach hurts. Food poisoning is no joke. I'm just glad that, like, the worst of it was, like, yesterday. And that today, like, comparatively, I'm feeling so much better. Because, like, holy macaroni, yesterday was rough. Like, yesterday was really... Like, if it wasn't for my coworker being still on holiday, I would have stayed home yesterday. That's how rough it was. Like, I was in... Like, I haven't had that much, like, cramps in absolute years. Like, it was so bad. Like, it felt like I had my period without having my period. Because I canceled that subscription. But yeah. It was really, really bad. I have not had pain that bad in, like, many, many years. Which is terrible. I mean, it still hurts, but, like, it still hurts right now. Like, I am currently in pain. But it's just, it's the, like, on a scale of, like, 1 to 10, I would say this is, like, a 3.5. It's just that kind of pain that's, like, it's there, it's annoying, it's there. But yeah, it just sucks. I changed one move, so hopefully I won't get knocked out as quickly. Yay! Let's go! Let's do this! I gave my thing a berry as well, so I don't get knocked out as quickly. Like, it is my mission right... I'm eating here. It is my mission right now to do this giraffe rig. Like, I don't care how many turns it takes. I will get this done. Don't force anything today, but glad we got to stream today. Yeah. Like, I wanted to. I wouldn't have done it if I didn't want to, so. I could have just waited for tomorrow, but I really wanted to play the game. So yeah. I really, like I said, I made a promise to myself where I would not play the game unless I was streaming, because the one time I played it when I wasn't streaming, I got a freaking Whooper shiny. So, so yeah, since then, we don't play unless we're streaming, just in case. And I really wanted to play. So, Here we are. This is my excuse to play. Like, I gotta set boundaries for myself, because if I don't, like... I would have like 500 hours on this game already. Or maybe 6, I don't know. When did this game come out? In November? Been like, what, 6 months? Almost? 5 months, 6 months? Yeah, I would have had like 500-600 hours on this game if I was like playing it while streaming and also off stream. For sure. Yeah. Oh, come on. If I die and come back to life, does the berry come back to life too? Can I get some health back? Why is it so windy inside an arena? All those fans. Amen. Amen. I don't know. I don't know about that one. I need to get a little bit more health back. My hand is itchy. A fan joke is kind of... Yeah, it is. It is kind of easy. We expect more. We expect better. Sorry I can't hear you over the sound of how awesome I am. Yeah. Nightbot is, like, just sass, okay? Nightbot do be very sass. I don't like the angle of this wall. True! True, the angle of that ball was not fun, dude. It was not a good angle. It was a bangle? No, no, no. Actually, I used to wear like a bunch of bangles. I used to wear a bunch of them. And now I just have like a few bracelets. Like proper bracelets. Any tigers? No, no, no tigers, no tigers. They are to be kept in the wild, please. Protect the babies. Yay! Coop, we did it! Symbio, we did it! Oh, this better give us some herbs. This better give at least like 2 herbs. I'm gonna be sad if it doesn't give any herbs. This is way too high effort. Such muted hype. Well, I'm sorry, I be pain. So you basically forgot that we did not defeat it 3 times before. I got some herbs. I got 2 herbs! And yes, Savage Hydrate. Yay! We got herbs! That's the reaction. Herbs, herbs, herbs. But yeah, honestly, I could really, really go for some chocolate or some chips. Or some cookies, or just basically anything that I quite literally can't have right now. I would go for right now. But I don't want to make my stomach be worse, so. I have one attack move off slow, but oh. Herbs. Never. Hips. Oh my gosh. Are we at that stage of society right now? Where everything is just a thing? My goodness. Vapes. It sounds like thieves. You show me things. Oh! Wait, is this on the cheat sheet? Oh, this one is on the cheat sheet. Okay, and this is a dark type, electric type. And he is. By the way, just making just. I know. My brain is not doing things. Type effectiveness chart. Because your girl can't think anything anymore. Show me picture. Dark. Defending. Super effective is fighting. Bug. And fairy. Okay. What do I got of those? Fight, bug, fair. This has a bug move. Tink is not that great though. Oh wait, I have. Where's the thing? Where's the Miraidon? I have a Miraidon. That has a fairy move. So we can do that. Okay. It's skipping. Okay, if anyone wants to help me with this one, I think this is gonna be the last raid of the day. So if anyone wants to help me out here, it's RY1PBG. Thank you. Appreciate the help. It's skipping, dude. Don't even. Arcane! Look at that Sprigatito smirking. Yeah, I actually finished, like I was starting to say, and then like, I don't know, my brain just went all over the place. I was starting to say that like, I watched the second episode of Pokemon. I don't know if anyone else has watched the second episode of Pokemon, but yeah. If you were not a bit sicky anymore, I would ask you to give me a true slap, but I won't today. Nah, the sass is like halfway there today. Sass is like halfway there. But yeah. It's cool though. It's cool. Tis fine. Tis fine. Or just S. You know? Just S. Because if sass has 4 letters, halfway there would be sa or s. Because otherwise you're like 3/4 of a way there. But like going in reverse. Mm-hmm. You could have just gone like yeah. I don't know. I don't know anything anymore. But yeah, so we finally watched the second episode of Pokemon today, and honestly, the theme song is really cute. I was expecting something more of the levels of, like, the first Pokemon song, which is just a bop. But, that wasn't the case. It's still a cute song. It's just I was expecting a little bit more oomph, you know? They're already venting about Ash not being there. Okay, but I have noticed something. And I can't be the only one that's noticed. But the hair clip, y'all didn't hear it from me, but Tasha was talking some big stream numbers. Yes, if by big stream numbers you mean like less than half of my usual time, they are big numbers indeed. But yeah, no, I don't know. I feel like people have noticed because it's like, it's so noticeable. There's no way people haven't noticed. But the little hair clip that Liko wears is the same symbol as Ash's hat. Coincidence? I think not. I think not. Liko wears a hair clip. No. Like I thought that maybe like some of the photos that were circulating were like partially edited to make it look like that, but no, like the actual clip is Ash's hat. So like they haven't really given us like a time frame of like, okay, are we talking like how many years after Ash, or are we talking like how many years like coinciding with Ash? So the theories are either she is his daughter or cousin. Or it's a cousin. It's gotta be. It's either one or the other. Theories for February. I know, but like cousin. Because I get the feeling that it's like in the same like time frame as Ash's adventures. So if that is the case, or like when I say Ash's adventures, I mean like from Alola onwards. So like the last like Alola, Galar, Paldea, like the last like 3 countries, however you want to call it, regions. I feel like this would be simultaneous to that. So if that would be the case, I could be like, okay, cousin. I don't know. It would be fun if it was Ash's daughter. Except I'm pretty sure it's not. For the simple fact that I think every single Pokemon fan that watches the anime would be incredibly pissed off if it wasn't like their stan. So people that like ship Ash with Serena would be sad or pissed off that the mother isn't Serena. Same thing goes for Misty, same thing goes for May. So I feel like they can't really give Ash a wife of one of the female characters we've seen before, for the simple reason that the fan base would basically turn on each other, and I don't think that's what Pokemon's about. Although I gotta say, that hair could be Dawn. Theory starting in December. Yeah, I know that's an old theory, but like my theory is that like even though I would like it to be the daughter, I don't think it is. It might just be a cousin. Oh my gosh, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Nolix Lily, hello, welcome on in. Thank you for the raid. Holy crap. Hello. Let's see if I can get these names correctly. Puddle. Hi. Mordred Starfall, hello. Professor Vex, welcome on in. Ara Ninja, hello. Notlix Louie, Legion Love. Thank you so much for the love, guys. Much appreciated. Welcome on in. Welcome to Confusion. And I am not my usual energetic self. I have food poisoning, but I'm still here. We're still here. We're still playing the game. But yeah, welcome on in, everyone. Welcome to Confusion. Nothing makes sense here, and everyone is just here. Yeah, no, that doesn't. Ooh, we got a herb. Yay! Okay, cool. I might do one more raid. I might do one. Like, we're getting lucky with the herbs today. I think it's the food poisoning. Like, the herbs, the Pokemon game wants me to feel better. So, yeah. Today's stream, we can leave only half confused. That is true. Only half confused. Mortis Starfield, thank you for the follow. And No Leaks Louie, thank you for the follow as well. And Professor Vex, thank you for the follow. Oh my gosh, we're actually like, we're really close to hitting 300 followers. That's crazy. Food poisoning. Why haven't you taken an antidote? Well, I mean, I couldn't really reach into the game to like grab the antidote from the game, so yeah, that didn't work. So what am I helping you beat next? Oh, I don't know, but thank you. I don't know. I gotta find another 5-star. Because you only get like 1 5-star per day, right? Or 1 6-star per day. Right. Sure you can. Just force your hand into the game and take... You know what? I would if I could. But like I tried and I failed. You know, I just need to get good, right? Let's see. And Symbio is going for carry. Yes! Symbio be carry. Because I need to be carried, because I'm a baby. You need to use a Porygon as a proxy so you don't mess up any limbs while reaching into the screen. Honestly, that's not a bad idea. Do I have Porygon in this game? I don't actually know if I have Porygon in this game, but also Puddle, thanks for the follow. I don't know if I have Porygon in this game, guys. I actually don't know. Oh, this one's pretty close to a fly point. Porygon not in the game. Ugh. If Porygon's not in the game, then how can I use it as a proxy? Just 11 more. I know. This is crazy. We're so freaking close to 300 followers. This is insane. Who would have thought we'd get here? I got nearly 300 people following me. Where are you guys hiding? Where are you guys hiding if you're following me? Are you like paparazzi or something? Who are you? Ooh, found another fight. Wait, is this one of the... Where's my cheat sheet? No, I don't think this is one of them, but we can try. Almost as mess... Girl, please! You realize that's my coworker's last name. Her last name is Jesus. So, like, no. That's not hiding whatsoever. Like... I work with her. What? Yeah. My coworker's last name is Jesus. It's a very common last name here. Like, not even joking. Like, it's seriously a really common last name. I work with Jesus, and she is pretty damn cool. Guys, if anyone wants to help out with this raid, aka carry me because I'm a baby, the code is FVF37W. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my god, they have a Wooloo. Vex! That's a Wooloo. It's rolling. It's rolling. Rolling. Rolling like a Wooloo. Tell Jesus I said, slide in face? What? Yeah, I got the smug Wooloo. Like, I got the boss Wooloo. And I also get the shiny Wooloo derpy vibes Wooloo. Just oh my god, is that a Bungo Tap Sprigatito? Oh my god, that's so cute. That is so freaking cute. I love that. You see, I had a quote. Yes, I saw. I saw the quote has been added. Thank you very much. Also, guys, reminder, if you are joining this raid, this dude is a fighting type. Terra. Because that's a thing. But yeah. The Whoopies! Wait, do you also have Quagsire and Claude? Do you have Quag and Clodsire? Because, like, those are my blobs, okay? Like, gotta love my blobs. My blobs are amazing. You know, I was when they announced Paul Day and Whooper, I was just like, are they gonna like destroy my boy Quagsire? But like, no, Claude's a good blob. I like Claude. It's a good blob. But yeah, only Whoops. Aw, only Whoops. No problem. No problem. No worries. We also like the Whoops. But I also like my blobs. Blobby Pokemon are kind of great. They're kind of great. Because they're like blobs. But yeah. I will buy it if my Diana is not in the DLC. Ooh. Is that a threat symbio? Sounds like something you tell a plumber. I gotta climb a Oh my god. Oh, I can't laugh that much. I can't laugh that much. Call the Mario Bros. I actually saw the movie. It was so fun. Like, I'm not at all saying that, like, the storyline was good or anything like that. I think Princess Peach, his personality is incorrect. But it was such a fun movie. If you just watch the movie for it being a fun movie, it's such a fun movie. So, I don't mind that. It was a really fun movie, and it was colorful. We all know I like the colorful ones. There's been too many dark movies lately. It's a Mario movie for kids mostly, but I heard you got some violence. Oh yeah. Like, there was fights. There was fights. And near deaths as well. I just love the hidden joke in Peach's song. Yeah. Critics were hating for no reason, to be honest. Honestly, yeah, it was just a fun movie. Critics be critics. Actually, yeah, that's true. Critics be criticizing. That is absolutely true. So, yeah. Not all movies need to be masterpieces. Exactly! Exactly! Like, although I heard Mario movie is the highest grossing one. Honestly, I don't even care. Like, it's just a fun movie. It's not a bad movie. It's also definitely not like a top tier amazing movie. It's just a fun movie. Well, you know, we gotta give young girls role models to stay. Spin right Peach to be the damsel in distress like usual. I mean, they could have put, oh my god. I always mess up her name. Rosita? Rosalita? What's her name? Rosalita, I don't, Rosalina. I'm great with names. Didn't get to see the Mario movie just yet. Saw the D&D movie instead when my D&D party was great. Ooh, nice. I haven't seen the D&D movie yet. Bruno wanted to watch it when we were in Rome a couple of weeks ago, but like they only had dubbed versions, and we were just like, I'm sorry, we don't understand Italian, so we're not doing that. Rosalina's my main in Mario Kart. Yeah, like they could have added Rosalina to like help like balance out like the damsel in distress, but you know, they didn't. But it's cool. Toad was fun though. Toad was really fun. I enjoyed Toad. Toad was fun. I want that Luigi Haunted Mansion spin-off. Dude, there was... like, they gave us Luigi Haunted Mansion vibes. I'm a dry bones and a shy guy. Can't say much of that. Yeah, I don't play any other games other than Mario that much, but yeah. They'll save her for the final movie in the trilogy. Oh, it's gonna be a trilogy now. Okay, gotcha. I mean, we kind of know there's gonna be a second movie at this point if they greenlight it, so... why not a third to make it a trilogy? I actually got... Okay. I got pissed off at the movie theater. Because there is a mid-credit scene and there is an end-credit scene, and they stopped the projector before the end-credit scene. And I was pissed. Because I later found out that the end-credit scene has references to Yoshi. And I'm just like, I love Yoshi. Yoshi's a baby. Said other than Mario. I don't know what I'm saying anymore, Savage. You know the drill by now. I'm a Koopa main Mario Kart. Go on, Tasha, make the obvious joke. Coop. They did! They did! They like freaking... They like no, like that it was so mad. They turned off the projector too soon. I don't know. Maybe they thought like everyone left the room, but there was like 10 of us standing, like waiting for the end credit scene to show up, and they just like cut the projector, and I was just like, so mean. So mean. I have run out of dazzling gleams. I do not think we're gonna make this. Yeah, I know there isn't much time left, but there's a damn shield. Do I just waste my Terra over here? You guys hear the meta was muted? Most card numbers are good now. I said I haven't played Mario in a very, very long time. Why is nothing moving? Did we just not make it? Oh, we did not. We did just not make it. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That is fine. Should I try again? It's a 5-star rate. I should try again. Yeah. Let's try again. Maybe change up some moves. Or start differently. Yeah, let's just try again. I'm gonna try again. Thought you've been going for almost an hour 30. Let's go till full hour and a half. Yeah. We're gonna do, I wanna do this raid and then I'm gonna go. Cause, yeah. That was stone cold. Dude, that was rough. That was rough. If anyone wants to help carry me through this raid, thank you very much. The code is BTNLG3. Thank you. I appreciate your help. Peach with Teddy and Red Rollers is hella good right now. Yeah, I haven't played Mario Kart in like forever. I am Savage and I support Tasha. Her decision. Thank you. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. Yeah, really, like win or lose, we're gonna do this raid and then I'm gonna go because honestly, I'm kind of ready to get tuckered out. The food poisoning is not fun. The food poisoning is not fun, guys. Don't try to don't do this. Don't be like me, okay? Don't get food poisoning. It's not fun for anyone. Don't be like me. I have too small a type variety in my raid. Ready mons, I need to raise more. That's okay, dude. Keep going. We can keep going. Anyone else want to join? I'm gonna give you like 20 seconds. Join now, or forever hold your peace. Because win or lose, this raid is gonna be the last one of the stream. Constant small pains still get to you. You deserve some rest. Yes! Bring on the cramps! Food poisoning cramps! Yeah. Yeah. No, I did say that the pain was like a 3.5 on the scale of 1 to 10, so it's not that bad. It's just annoying. But yeah. Oh, right. For all the new folks that came in with the raid, guys, so I'm gonna just advertise myself right now. Okay, give me a second. Me and my dad have been developing a mini game for chat. It's called Hatchamon, and you can start playing in chat with me online or offline. It's completely up to you. To start playing, just type !egg in chat, and once you do that, you will get an egg. And then you can type in !collection, and that will give you a collection page that tells you not only what Pokemon you are ready to collect, but it also tells you which commands are what. So I've been developing this with my dad. Currently open for use up to Route 10. And yeah, that link is yours. The link you get for your collection page, it is yours. It is unchanging. And you can just keep a tab open and go for it. And if you see any bugs, let me know. So we have been developing this for a little bit now. It's kind of hit a pause because of real life events, but hopefully we will be able to finish this game soon. And then we can hopefully launch it on Twitch as a whole. Yeah, not bug Pokemon, I mean issues. But yeah, so yeah, the goal is to basically have this ready and launch it on Twitch for every single stream to have it implemented in their chat. So that's the goal. So yeah, that's basically it. And yes, the goal of this game is to have every single Pokemon. When I say every single, I mean every single form and every single Pokemon. So it is extensive. But yeah, so yeah, I'm very proud of how it turned out. I think it's good. Can either release or yeet. Yes. If you get a repeat, you can release or yeet. Up to you which one of the two commands you want to use. They do the same thing. But I recommend you only do that for Pokemon that you don't have yet. For Pokemon that you do already have, and not for Pokemon that you don't have yet, because if you do it for Pokemon that you do have yet, you're gonna be in a loop of trying to get that Pokemon again so you can evolve it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm very proud of how it turned out. And if you have any questions or bug reports, you can join me in the place that doesn't exist. Savage, do the thing! Savage did the thing. So this is the place that doesn't exist. You can join me there if you have any bug reports or if you have any questions or if you just want to chat or share fun things. Up to you. It's a place that doesn't exist. Basically. Doing all the advertising. We did it! Alrighty. Do we get a herb? Because, like, we kind of need them if we want to make shiny sandwiches tomorrow. So, give me herb. Give me herb. Please? Give me a herb? Okay. Herb, please, herb, please, herb, please. Yes! I got a herb! All right. Yay. I got 4 herbs today. That means we can make at least 2 sandwiches tomorrow. Salt herb. Honestly, I could, don't get salty. Honestly, I wouldn't mind some chips right about now. I would not mind some chips right about now. I got I got, oh my god, what are they called? I have like a bag. Oh, I don't remember their names. They look like rings. They're like really, really crunchy and super salty. And they look like rings that you could put like around your pinky finger. And they're so good. And I got them from like the UK supermarket because they don't sell them in the regular supermarket. And I'm just like, ugh, I want more of them. But I can't eat them. Because I have to be on a diet for my gut. And stomach and whatever else food poisoning effects. Hula hoops! Hula hoops! I think they're just called hoops now. Wait. What am I doing? What am I doing? No, 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 no. Stop, 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 stop. Go back, go back, go back. What am I doing? I got distracted by the chips. I got distracted by the chips. Go for a bag of Hula Hoops right now. I have like 3 bags in my kitchen and I can't eat them. Ugh. No, I have the salt one. I really like the salt ones. Actually, Bruno really likes the barbecue flavored ones. Oh my god, my mouth is watering just thinking of all the foods I'm not allowed to eat right now. I'm just like, I want the hoops. We should share a bag of hoops with stream. We should, right? But like, I can't eat it. Never heard of hoops? They're so good though. They are so good. See if I can get a picture up. Yeah, they're just called hula hoops now. How do I get a picture up? Where's the thing? I just want a picture. I don't want to shop for these chips. It's this. It's this. And they're freaking delicious. But yeah. They're chips. Chips, crisps, whatever you want to call them. They're delicious. Hula Hoop Puffs, which are a slightly healthy version. Thought they looked like Funyuns or something. If you're eating chips, do you care about healthy options? No, not really. Such quality. Yeah, I'm sorry. Short notice. I googled the wrong thing, never mind. It happens all the time. That happens all the time, dude. Like, for real. Yeah. Okay, guys, your girl's crampy as hell. My stomach hurts. I need to just go and just curl up on a ball and live. I need to curl up in the ball and live, but I will be back tomorrow. Those hoops are expensive. Checking the wedding. Different hoops. Different hoops. Okay, guys, I'm gonna put you guys on full screen. Full screen. Also, I'm wearing a Cordy shirt today. Look at how cute it is. It's so cute. Okay. All right, peoples. So here's the deal. Your girl's crampy. I'm blurry as well. There we go. Your girl's crampy because of food poisoning. I usually don't stream on Tuesdays. I usually stream on Mondays, but I was very sick yesterday, so we will be back tomorrow on our regular schedule. We will be. I can do this. We will be back tomorrow in our regularly scheduled time. Pronunciations. Yes, which is 8:30 p.m. my time, which is 9:30 for most of Europe. Should be 12:30 PST and like 6 or 7:30 a.m. Australia Sydney times. I got your time zones covered. My legs will destroy jeans. That is a fact. Listen, I'm here to serve you up some hot garbage and give it to you straight. Absolutely true, but that will be another thing for Wednesday, aka tomorrow. Because tomorrow is Wednesday, because today is not Monday. Can you imagine a chicken in an Iron Man suit? Yeah, I can. It's terrifying. We don't want nothing to do with that. Yeah. Iron Man chicken! Yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you all so much for being here. Raiders, thank you all so much for joining today's stream, even though it's a short one. Thank you all so much for the follows, for the subs. You guys are freaking amazing. I hope to see you all back tomorrow, same time, and tomorrow we will be making some bread. And not only will we be making some bread, we will be finding some shinies, fingers crossed. I'm just gonna take it from your reaction, Savage, that we're talking about a hammer situation here. Even though I know we're talking about another word for a male chicken. Anyway, guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow, hopefully. And yeah, for all of you who are new playing the Hatchamon game, you can play while I am offline. You just have to stick around and chat. So yeah, I'm gonna go curl up in a ball now. Bye! See you next time! Wait, where's my buttons? I don't know where my buttons are. Oh wait, I found my mouse. Okay, here we go. Bye! See you tomorrow. I can say that. I can say that today. See you tomorrow. Bye. Have a good night. Bye.